Welcome to Vrelity for all your VR and AR news. We got a brand new update to the Meta Quest 2. So before we get into it, make sure you completely destroy that like button on your way in. And with that said, let's dive right into it. We got another big Quest 2 update, with this one being called the v44 update, which is slowly rolling out right now. But one of the biggest features that come with this update is that it will finally unlock a video capture option, along with the ability to record in a 16:9 aspect ratio. And according to data miners, these initial changes were supposed to come in the last v43 update. However, they are now finally available. But there is even more exciting things that came with this update, because besides recording in a 16:9 aspect ratio, it will also be possible to increase your frame rate and bit rate for the video capture, with these features normally only being available through side quests. So it seems that Meta's intent is to take all the best features from side quests and to implement it in their headset directly, and the users will be able to use these by going into the advanced camera settings, where you can then change your format and resolution for your videos. Do keep in mind that recording at max frame rate and the highest resolution could cause some stuttering in your games. And of course, taking a lot of storage in the process. Additionally, Meta also included a new option for parental control, which let parents remove the developer mode on the Quest 2. This is done because of the side quest loophole, where it was possible to download this popular side loading software by entering the developer mode first, which could then allow for easy access to a third-party library of games and experiences, which is another step from Meta to limit the side quest use. An alternative from the company itself is called AppLab. Introduced early last year, it has much of the same content, which once was only available through side loading, such as game demos and early access games that have not been included yet into the full store. Interestingly though, Meta hasn't gone so far as to completely block side quests, because besides affecting the younger audience, this would also affect a lot of other users, where Meta has historically seen a significant pushback when it entirely tried to close down some third-party software. But with this update, it will also be possible to add private homes in your Horizon World Hangouts, and this feature is also known as a personal space zone. However, the company is now rolling out a more social version of it, because personal spaces used to be a floating island where you could customize your avatars and view updates and events inside Horizon Worlds, making it essentially the first place you would go to before jumping into the growing number of social VR rooms. And since their update a couple months ago, Meta introduced a new personal space to a select number of users. This would allow them to hang out with friends and play mini games, making the area sort of like an apartment to chill out in before they pop off in other virtual places. Now the company says it's not only rolling out these new personal spaces to more users, but it is also including a lot more options that will help you further customize your own spot by setting rules on visitor behavior. This means that you can decide who gets an invite, and that your invited guest won't have access to your personal space when you're not there. You can even set rules for people to follow and take actions based on those rules as you see fit, like muting or removing someone, which effectively makes this the first private social space. But Meta hasn't announced yet who gets access to these new updates, because beforehand it was only included in the US and the UK, with the addition of now a couple of different countries like Iceland, Ireland, France and Spain, but no word yet on a worldwide release. So if you live in another area, you might have to wait a bit longer before you can try out these features. And before we get to the next big story of another VR headset announcement called the Pico 4 Pro, a quick word from the company that made this video possible. When you are playing some amazing VR games, you want to make sure that you can see every single detail. And that's why I've been using these prescription lenses from the company called VR Wave. Now, if you normally wear glasses or lenses in real life, or notice that your eyesight is going back a lot, you might benefit from having these lenses directly inserted into your Quest. Because when wearing glasses inside the headset, it is highly uncomfortable. And of course, you don't want to damage your headset at all. With another added bonus that it includes a blue light filter as well, which protects your eyes in the long run, so that you can keep on gaming. If you're interested, I'll leave a link for you in the description below. And with that said, let's get right back into it. Pico seems to be going all in this year on virtual reality, with their recent release of the Pico 4 that doesn't only rival, but even could become an upgrade to the Quest 2, is a new announcement of their Pico 4 Pro headset, which is aimed to an enterprise use case. It is clear to see that Pico is now completely ready to compete with Meta, especially knowing that Meta's upcoming Project Cambria, which is a high-end enterprise-focused standalone headset, also known as the Quest Pro, is set to be released and announced next month. So of course, Pico decided to also make their appearance with their own Pro lineup, also set to release later this year. With no price or release date yet, it is highly likely that Pico wants to wait until they see the Quest Pro announcement, perhaps even changing their plans accordingly. Now the headset itself appears to be very similar to the non-Pro version from a hardware perspective, with the main big addition that it has 3 internal cameras, both for eye tracking and face tracking, which again are the features we see in the Quest Pro. But with this eye tracking, the headset will be capable of supporting automatic IPD adjustment. That means you don't have to manually change your lenses anymore, because the headset will adjust it to your personal fit every time you put it on, giving the user the best personal experience. They also claim that the internal cameras can be used for 52 points of facial tracking. But keep in mind that face tracking is still a very difficult thing right now, with the only commercial headsets needing an extra bulky underslung camera to be able to mimic this in VR. So it will be interesting to see what Pico can achieve from a largely hidden camera. Now all the other hardware will be very similar to the normal Pico 4, including the XR2 processor and the upgraded resolution display. But on the software side, there will also be a significant upgrade, with the company saying that the headset will include an enterprise-focused variant of its operating system, which won't require any kind of identification to operate, so that hopefully means no login screens at all. And overall, this sounds like a very exciting time for VR, and I can't wait to see what this competition will create in the future. But we also got some big VR game news, because Recroom Studios will now let creators build higher fidelity worlds through Unity. The massively popular Recroom created their own studios, which is an upcoming PC-based creation tool powered by Unity. And this enables creators to quickly drop in assets and objects to existing rooms and create and share custom textures, but also animations and audio in a way easier format. Now this news was revealed at the RecCon event, with the focus of Recroom Studios to bring top quality graphics and animations to the fingertips of the creator community. The software is not out yet, but Recroom is taking signups for the private beta. And this announcement comes roughly 2 weeks ahead of the big Connect event, where Mark Zuckerberg is also set to include some major updates to Horizon Worlds. So the competition between these platforms like VRChat, Recroom, Roblox, and like mentioned before, Meta's own Horizon Worlds seems to be heating up as investors double down on getting the best tools and best worlds on their games as quick as possible. But with that said, that wraps up this crazy VR news. If you enjoyed it, make sure you show it by completely destroying that subscribe button. And while you're at it, destroy that like button as well.
And if you like VR and AR news, then check out the videos you see on screen right now. And as always, I will see you next week. Stay awesome. Ciao.